Stick around to see all 29 vinegar miracles, especially number 17, which saved me from replacing a $200 cutting board. Number 1 relieves sore throat. Remember when your throat felt like you swallowed sandpaper and you'd rush to the pharmacy? Your grandmother was probably shaking her head the whole time, while you were dropping $10 to $15 on those fancy lozenges filled with artificial everything. She had the real solution sitting right in your kitchen. That humble bottle of apple cider vinegar isn't just for salad dressing. Its natural antibacterial properties make it a powerful weapon against those throat-irritating germs. Here's Grandma's recipe. Mix a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in warm water with a spoonful of honey for taste. The acetic acid creates an environment that bacteria simply can't tolerate. Back in the 1960s, families reached for this remedy first, long before drugstore options lined the shelves. Gargle this mixture 3 times daily, and you'll notice relief within hours as those pesky bacteria surrender to vinegar's acidic assault. Number 2, remove lime scale from faucets and shower heads. That same acetic acid that battles bacteria in your throat is equally powerful against an enemy hiding in your bathroom. Take a closer look at your faucets and shower heads. See those white crusty deposits? They're not just unsightly, they're actually calcium and magnesium carbonate, minerals naturally found in hard water that precipitate as water evaporates, creating breeding grounds for bacteria while gradually reducing your water flow to a disappointing trickle. Here's where vinegar performs its chemical magic. The acetic acid in white vinegar reacts with these mineral deposits, breaking them down into soluble compounds that rinse away easily. It's basic chemistry, but far safer than commercial cleaners containing hydrochloric or phosphoric acids that require gloves, ventilation, and careful handling to avoid chemical burns or respiratory irritation. Did you know approximately 85% of American homes have hard water? That's why this problem is so widespread. Number 3, revive wilted vegetables. That dollar-saving vinegar solution isn't just for cleaning. It might be the secret to cutting your grocery bill too. Remember those perfectly crisp vegetables you bought just days ago that now look like they've been left in the desert sun? There's a fascinating bit of plant science happening when they wilt. Vegetables lose their crisp texture when water evaporates from their cells, causing them to collapse and go limp. But here's the miracle. Add 2 tablespoons of white vinegar to a bowl of cold water, toss in those sad-looking greens, and let them soak for about an hour. The mild acidity in vinegar helps those collapsed plant cells absorb water again through a process called osmosis, essentially restoring their internal pressure. Back in the 1970s, when families typically shopped just once a week, this trick was essential for stretching produce and cutting waste. Grocery trips were weekly events, and this vinegar hack meant Tuesday's salad greens could still make an appearance on Friday's dinner table. After soaking, just rinse your vegetables under cool water to remove any vinegar taste, pat them dry, and marvel at how they've returned to their grocery store crispness. It's like turning back time on your produce, saving you from throwing away nearly half of what you buy, which is exactly what the average American family does every year. Number 4, clean windows streak-free. That same bottle of vinegar that revives your vegetables can also tackle one of the most frustrating cleaning tasks in your home. What if I told you that the newspaper you're about to recycle, combined with simple vinegar, could outperform every commercial window cleaner on the market and save you $60 a year? Before fancy glass cleaners dominated store shelves in the 1980s, our grandparents knew a secret. Newspaper is the perfect window cleaning companion. Unlike paper towels that leave annoying lint behind, newspaper's slightly abrasive texture combined with its absorbent quality makes it ideal for streak-free shine. The ink actually helps absorb moisture, leaving glass crystal clear. Simply mix equal parts white vinegar and water in a spray bottle, spray directly on your windows, and wipe with newspaper. The vinegar's acidity cuts through dirt and fingerprints while evaporating completely. No chemical residue to attract more dust later. Number 5, soothe sunburn. From streak-free windows to sunburn relief, your grandparents' generation knew vinegar's true value went far beyond the kitchen. Remember that blistering sunburn you got last summer? Instead of expensive after-sun products that left your skin sticky and irritated, there's a simple solution our grandparents relied on when sunscreen was barely understood. Mix equal parts cool water and apple cider vinegar in a spray bottle, or apply with a soft cloth to sunburned areas. This gentle solution provides immediate cooling relief, while the acetic acid helps restore your skin's natural pH balance. This wasn't just folklore. Back in the 1950s, when after-sun care wasn't commercially available, this was standard practice in American households. The vinegar's anti-inflammatory properties reduce redness, prevent painful blistering, and significantly speed healing time, all for mere pennies compared to those $15 commercial products. Number 6, make fluffier rice. Beyond healing sunburned skin, vinegar is about to revolutionize your rice cooking game. Have you noticed how rice at restaurants always looks perfectly separated, while while yours tends to clump together in a sticky mess, there's a secret that professional chefs rarely share. Add just 1 teaspoon of white vinegar to your pot before you put in the rice. The science behind this trick is fascinating. Vinegar's acidity actually interferes with amylopectin's ability to create that sticky matrix between grains. It breaks down some of the excess starch that causes clumping, giving you those picture-perfect separate grains every time. Number 7, extend shelf life of cheese. Those penny-saving kitchen hacks didn't stop at perfect rice. Remember that $8 block of cheese you reluctantly tossed last month when it turned green? Turns out our grandparents had a solution for that too, and it's hiding right in that same vinegar bottle. The statistics are shocking. American families toss out about $1,500 worth of food annually, with dairy products among the top casualties. Instead of watching your cheese join that wasteful statistic, try this. Dampen a paper towel with white vinegar, wring it out, and wrap your cheese before storing it in an airtight container. The vinegar's acetic acid creates an environment that's downright hostile to mold spores. Before refrigerators became household fixtures, our grandparents relied on vinegar as a natural preservative. This technique extends your cheese's freshness by 2 to 3 times without altering its flavor. The small amount of vinegar doesn't affect taste at all. Number 8, neutralize garlic breath. That garlic bread might taste heavenly going down, but the aftermath can be downright hellish for anyone standing within conversation distance. What most folks don't realize is that those pungent sulfur compounds don't just linger in your mouth. They actually enter your bloodstream and exit through your lungs with each breath you take. That's why mints and gum are about as effective as putting perfume on dirty clothes. After enjoying that garlic-laden pasta, simply mix a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar with a glass of water and take a few sips. The acetic acid chemically alters those sulfur compounds, neutralizing them at the source rather than temporarily masking them. Number 9, tenderize meat. That tough, chewy discount steak might be hiding incredible flavor potential that only a splash of vinegar can unlock. While most folks resign themselves to either spending more on premium cuts or struggling through jaw-exhausting meals, your grandparents knew a simple acid trick that transformed even the most stubborn cuts. The science behind this miracle is fascinating. Vinegar's acetic acid actually breaks down and unfolds the protein structures in meat, particularly those stubborn muscle fibers and connective tissues that make cheaper cuts so challenging. This denaturing process essentially gives your meat a head start on cooking, creating tenderness before heat ever touches it. Number 10, keep fabric colors bright. From tenderizing tough steaks to preserving vibrant clothing, vinegar truly was the Swiss Army knife of American households. You might think color fading is just an inevitable part of owning clothes, but back in the 1950s and 60s, people knew better. That same bottle that transforms your budget cuts might just save your favorite shirt from the dreaded wash day fade. Modern laundry detergents leave behind residues that actually break down fabric dyes, causing that premature aging look we've all come to accept. Adding half a cup of white vinegar to your rinse cycle changes everything. The acetic acid doesn't just remove those harmful detergent residues, it actually helps seal the dye within the fabric fibers, preventing colors from bleeding or washing out. Number 11, deodorize garbage cans. Vinegar's next heroic mission targets those mysterious garbage can odors that linger even after you've emptied the trash. That awful smell isn't just unpleasant, it's actually millions of bacteria having a microscopic feast on food particles trapped in your bin's tiny crevices. Those expensive scented garbage bags and deodorizer discs, they're just perfuming the problem rather than solving it. The bacteria keep multiplying while you keep spending money on temporary solutions. Instead, spray undiluted white vinegar directly onto the interior surfaces of your empty garbage can. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes before rinsing. The acetic acid penetrates deep into the plastic or metal, destroying bacteria colonies at their source. Number 12, Polish silverware. That same vinegar that kills odor-causing bacteria can also restore your prized silverware to its original brilliance. Ever noticed how grandma's silver serving pieces or your wedding flatware gradually darkens until you barely recognize it? What if I told you there's a chemical reaction involving vinegar that makes tarnish literally jump off your silverware without a single minute of polishing? When silver darkens, it's actually forming silver sulfide, a chemical reaction between your precious metal and sulfur compounds in the air. Unlike commercial polishes that gradually remove a microscopic layer of silver each time you use them, this method transfers the tarnish instead of removing metal. Number 13, trap and kill fruit flies. Vinegar doesn't just restore your silver heirlooms. It's also the secret weapon in the age-old battle against fruit flies. Those tiny pests that seem to materialize the moment you bring home fresh produce aren't just annoying, they're drawn specifically to the scent of fermenting fruits and vegetables. This natural attraction is exactly what makes Grandma's vinegar trap so effective. Remember how Grandma would take a small bowl of apple cider vinegar, add a drop of dish soap, and cover it with plastic wrap with small holes poked in it, that sweet, yeasty smell of apple cider vinegar mimics overripe fruit perfectly. The dish soap breaks the liquid surface tension, causing the flies to sink rather than skate across the surface. Number 14. Dissolve burnt food in cookware. From eliminating fruit flies to rescuing ruined cookware, vinegar's versatility extends to even the most challenging kitchen disasters. We've all experienced that sinking feeling after returning to the stove to find dinner transformed into a blackened, seemingly permanent layer fused to your favorite pot. What makes burnt food so stubborn is actually fascinating chemistry. When food burns, a process called pyrolysis breaks down its components into carbonized residues that strongly adhere to surfaces. These aren't just surface stains, they're complex organic compounds literally bonded to your cookware. Number 15. Clean ceramic pots. What if I told you those expensive ceramic pots with the embarrassing brown stains and mineral deposits don't need to be hidden behind your healthier plants? Back when ceramic planters were becoming must-have home decor in the 1960s, housewives knew a simple vinegar trick that modern homeowners have largely forgotten. Those stains that seem permanently etched into your beautiful white ceramic aren't actually permanent at all. While you might think you need specialized cleaners with harsh chemicals, the solution is much simpler and safer for your plants too. Number 16. Prevent mold in flower vases. Speaking of vinegar's cleaning magic, ever noticed how those gorgeous fresh flowers you bring home start to wilt and smell like swamp water after just a few days? That murky, stinky situation isn't just unpleasant, it's actually bacterial growth running wild in your vase. Those microorganisms love feeding on organic matter from your flowers, causing stems to rot and water to turn cloudy. They're literally eating your bouquet alive. Number 17. Brighten cutting boards. Vinegar's bacteria-fighting abilities extend far beyond your flower arrangements to tackle what might be the dirtiest surface in your kitchen. That wooden cutting board might look clean after washing, but millions of bacteria are hiding in those tiny knife grooves and porous surfaces right now. What's worse, commercial board cleaners often leave behind chemical residues that can transfer directly to tomorrow's dinner ingredients. The solution couldn't be simpler. Wipe your board with undiluted white vinegar and let it sit for 5 minutes. Then sprinkle coarse salt across the surface and scrub with half a lemon. The vinegar penetrates those porous wood fibers where bacteria multiply, while the salt provides gentle abrasion to lift away stubborn stains without damaging the wood itself. Number 18. Substitute for buttermilk in recipes. The acidic properties that make vinegar perfect for cleaning can also create culinary magic in your mixing bowl. Did you know that just 1 tablespoon of ordinary white vinegar can transform regular milk into a perfect buttermilk substitute in under 10 minutes? This forgotten kitchen chemistry from the 1950s is why Grandma's pancakes always turned out so fluffy. During the mid-20th century, when commercial buttermilk wasn't always available at local markets, clever home cooks developed this simple solution. The chemical reaction between vinegar's acidity and baking soda creates the exact same rising action that makes authentic buttermilk so valuable in recipes. Number 19. Remove mildew in showers. From creating fluffy biscuits to destroying stubborn mildew, vinegar's acidic properties tackle problems throughout your entire home. What if that $1 bottle in your pantry could eliminate bathroom mildew more effectively than those $10 specialty cleaners with skull and crossbones warnings? Those black spots multiplying in your shower grout aren't just unsightly, they're actually colonies of fungus releasing microscopic spores into the air. These spores can trigger allergies and respiratory issues while degrading your indoor air quality. The organic matter from soap scum and skin cells provides the perfect food source for mildew to thrive in your humid bathroom. Number 20. Clean smoke smells from air and fabric. That same humble bottle of vinegar that saved your shower tiles holds another secret your grandparents knew all too well. What if those smoke odors clinging to your curtains, furniture, and clothes aren't actually as permanent as you think? Back in the days when smoking indoors was commonplace, households had a remarkably effective method for eliminating, not just masking, even the strongest tobacco odors. Smoke isn't just an unpleasant smell, it's a complex mixture of gases and particulate matter from incomplete combustion. Those expensive air fresheners just make your home smell like smoky flowers, instead of actually removing the odor because they're designed to mask smells, not eliminate them. Number 21. Unclog drains. Vinegar's molecular magic doesn't stop at smoke removal. It extends deep into the hidden recesses of your home's plumbing. That gurgling, slow-draining sink signals a battle brewing in your pipes. But grandmother's solution didn't involve calling an expensive plumber or pouring dangerous chemicals down the drain. Most clogs form gradually as hair, soap scum, grease, and food particles build up on pipe walls, eventually restricting water flow completely. While commercial drain cleaners might seem like a quick fix, they contain harsh chemicals like sodium hydroxide or sulfuric acid that corrode pipes over time. Number 22. Wash pesticides off produce. From fixing pipes to fixing produce, our grandparents' generation understood the power of simple solutions. Ever wondered why, despite using more pesticides in the 1950s and 60s than today, cases of pesticide-related illness weren't more common? The answer might be sitting in your kitchen cupboard right now. Look at that shiny apple in your fruit bowl. Did you know it could be coated with up to a dozen different pesticides? Even those pre-washed veggies you're paying extra for aren't truly clean. Water alone just can't cut through the wax coatings and residues. Number 23. Shine and de-rust garden tools. That same acetic acid that makes vinegar so effective for cleaning produce has another superpower. It's the secret weapon against rusty garden tools. Rust isn't just unsightly, it's actually iron oxide forming when metal reacts with oxygen and moisture. This chemical reaction weakens your tools and dramatically shortens their lifespan. In the mid-20th century, gardeners didn't run to the hardware store for expensive rust removers. Instead, they reached for that trusty vinegar bottle in their pantry. This approach perfectly matched the era's emphasis on resourcefulness and self-reliance, making the most of everyday items rather than specialized products. The science is simple but effective. Vinegar's acidity breaks down the chemical bonds within rust, converting iron oxide into soluble compounds that wipe away easily. Unlike harsh commercial products, vinegar penetrates deeply while remaining gentle enough not to damage the underlying metal. Number 24. Ease joint pain. From maintaining garden tools to maintaining your mobility, vinegar's acid isn't just tough on rust, it's tough on inflammation too. Back in the 1950s and 60s, when your grandparents' medicine cabinet contained fewer pills and more pantry items, apple cider vinegar was the go-to remedy for creaky joints that modern pain relievers now try to match at 10 times the price. The traditional method couldn't be simpler. Mix 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar with a glass of water and drink it daily, or apply a compress soaked in equal parts ACV and water directly to your aching joints for about 20 minutes. Number 25. Relieve dandruff. Remember your grandma's solution for everything? Back in the 1950s, when dandruff struck, she didn't rush to the drugstore for those fancy bottles promising instant results. She knew better. What's actually happening on your scalp is fascinating. That embarrassing dandruff is actually caused by a fungus called Malassezia globosa that feeds on your scalp's natural oils. While those commercial shampoos try to fight it with chemicals like ketoconazole and selenium sulfide, they often leave your scalp dried out and irritated, creating a vicious cycle. Number 26. Deodorized smelly socks. Just like the fungus wreaking havoc on your scalp, there's a whole colony of bacteria throwing a party in your socks right now. These microscopic troublemakers, particularly species like Brevibacterium and Staphylococcus, are the actual culprits behind that unmistakable gym sock smell. They feast on your sweat, breaking down amino acids and producing isovaleric acid and other smelly compounds that regular detergents simply can't eliminate. Those $10 odor-eliminating sprays you've been buying, they're just masking the problem temporarily while these bacteria continue multiplying. Number 27. Keep seeds healthy for better germination. Now let's shift from smelly socks to something that might be sabotaging your garden before it even starts. Have you noticed how those $4 seed packets often yield patchy, disappointing results? The problem likely isn't your green thumb at all. It's invisible pathogens hiding on seed coats that are quietly destroying your garden dreams. While commercial growers treat their seeds with chemical fungicides, our grandparents had a better solution. Before planting, soak your seeds in a mixture of 1/2 cup water, 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, and 1 teaspoon hydrogen peroxide for about 8 hours. This natural disinfectant kills harmful microorganisms while softening tough seed coats for easier sprouting. Number 28. Preserve homemade jams. That same vinegar that helps garden seeds flourish has another preservation secret hiding in plain sight. Have you ever proudly lined up jars of homemade raspberry jam only to discover fuzzy green mold, ruining them weeks later? There's nothing more disappointing than watching all those hours of picking, cooking, and canning go to waste. While commercial preservatives contain chemicals many of us prefer to avoid, there's a simple solution sitting in your pantry. Just add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar to each quart of prepared jam right before canning. The acidity creates an environment where spoilage-causing microorganisms simply cannot survive. Yet this small amount won't affect your jam's delicious flavor profile at all. Number 29. Poach eggs perfectly. Just as vinegar keeps your homemade preserves fresh, it holds the secret to one breakfast technique that frustrates home cooks nationwide. Have you noticed how poached eggs at fancy brunch spots maintain that perfect dome shape, while yours spread into wispy, sad-looking clouds? The difference isn't culinary school training, it's basic chemistry. The science behind perfect poaching is surprisingly simple. When egg proteins proteins, especially albumin in the whites, hit hot water, they begin to denature and coagulate. The problem? This process happens too slowly, allowing the whites to disperse before setting. Adding a teaspoon of white vinegar to your simmering water creates an acidic environment that dramatically accelerates this coagulation process. Adding a teaspoon of white vinegar to the simmering water helps the egg whites coagulate faster, preventing them from spreading, making this one of Grandma's best-kept kitchen hacks.